Now, join us once again in warmly welcoming our outgoing president, Mike Abramowitz.
Wow, that's kind of intense. I'm very moved by those incredible tributes, and I want to thank the team that pulled them together. They are immensely touching to me, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. So I know my chair likes short. I'm going to bear with me just for a few minutes because I'm not going to be long, but I do want to express the great gratitude that I'm feeling tonight. First to Jane and Wendell, thank you so much for your wisdom, friendship, kind words, and willingness to serve the cause of freedom. You have been great partners to me, and I really appreciate it. I've also been blessed since I took the helm at Freedom House by a very strong set of chairs, starting with Ken Juster, who hired me, Jeff Hirschberg and Mike Chertoff, who are here, and also my dear friend Goli and Peter Bass, the vice chairs, who have been with me from day one. Thank you all. And I want to thank our extraordinary Board of Trustees for your commitment to the cause of freedom, for establishing, I can't even say this, the Abramowitz Fund, but really mainly for your friendship and your unwavering support over the past 7 years. It's been absolutely critical to our success. This is also a moment to thank our donors, and I do want to thank our event underwriters tonight, Miles Taylor and Hannah Hummelberg. Miles is an extraordinary person and a great friend, and our freedom supporters, Transamerica, Tom and Susie Kahn, Noni and Andy Prozis, and Karen and Norm Willix, who have just been unbelievable supporters. And our freedom advocates, who you can see on the screen, your generosity and commitment to Freedom House has helped make this event, our work throughout the year and around the world, possible. And I'd also like to thank our dinner host committee. So we're deeply appreciative of your support. So this is a bittersweet moment for me. I'm humbled, truly humbled, to become the director of Voice of America, which, like Freedom House, was founded in the World War II era to be part of the fight against fascism, and which could not be more relevant to the cause of freedom today. I'm also sad, really sad, to leave Freedom House and its amazing mission and my remarkable colleagues, but I'm grateful to do so with the knowledge that our work will continue to directly support human rights activists, independent journalists around the world, and among many other actors who support democracy. As many of you know, 2 days ago, the Washington Post editorial writer David Hoffman was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for his series on the rise of autocracy around the world. Yes. Yay, David. Some of his colleagues are with us tonight. I want to offer them my sincere congratulations to Chuck and David, Karen. I'm extremely proud to relay, I think it's fair, what David told me this week when I emailed my congratulations. He said that this outstanding series, which I commend to all of you, would not have been possible without Freedom House's foundational research on transnational oppression and digital authoritarianism. So after 7.5 years, I'm also extremely proud, I always say this is the thing I'm most proud about, of building a very talented and cohesive executive team, which has always made me look good along the way and will continue to accomplish great things in the years ahead. I could not have had a better partner than our Executive Vice President, Nicole Bibbins-Sadaka, who is a brilliant, funny, and compassionate leader and will thankfully, as Wendell and Jane said, lead the organization as our interim president starting Saturday, yesterday. Thank you, Nicole. And to the entire Freedom House team, which is sprinkled in the audience and around the world, thank you. You have been wonderful colleagues and friends these past 7.5 years. Every day, thank you. Thank you. Every day, you square up to the existential threat of authoritarianism, fight for every inch of progress, and truly make a difference in the lives of human rights defenders around the world. You are undaunted, passionate, world-class professionals. You're also willing to speak bluntly, which is appreciated most of the time. It has been the privilege of a lifetime to work with all of you, and I want you all to be recognized. The theme of this evening is standing up to tyranny, which has been at the very heart of this organization's mission since its founding in 1941, and which remains ever more urgent today in an era of surging authoritarianism and political polarization. For 83 years, Freedom House has reached across political divides to fight for something far greater and more enduring than partisan politics, defending the cause of freedom. You can clap for that. My most enduring memories of Freedom House will almost certainly involve the human rights defenders, activists, journalists democracy advocates that I've been blessed to meet over the last 7 years. Their appreciation for the work of Freedom House and their understanding of our unique mission is what has motivated me and inspired me. I will never forget meeting the great Belarusian opposition leader, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, in Vilnius a few years ago and getting a great hug from her when she learned that I was the president of Freedom House. I'll never forget being in Taipei last year with Wendell and our other trustee, Bob Tuttle, and being warmly greeted by lawmakers and senior leaders who know that Freedom House supports the aspirations of the people of Taiwan to continue to live in freedom. It is the neighbors of authoritarian regimes who most appreciate the work that we do, as do the people who themselves come from dictatorships. People like Vladimir Kara-Murza, who you saw Evgenia on the screen, the great Russian dissident and journalist, who also won a Pulitzer Prize this week. Seven years ago, Vladimir was the first person, I'll never forget this, to speak at a Freedom House event during my tenure. And last year, he became the recipient of the 2023 Freedom Award for his courage in protesting the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, an inspiring act for which he remains in prison today. I'll never forget Felix Maradiaga, one of the 222 Nicaraguan political prisoners who were released last year, who has honored Freedom House by joining our board of trustees. He is a wonderful ambassador for our organization and an inspiring reminder of the difference Freedom House can make in the world. And you'll get to hear from him a bit later tonight. In fact, our Free Them All initiative to free political prisoners, which is named in honor of my dear friend and Washington Post journalist, the late Fred Hyatt, is perhaps the thing I'm most, well, a couple things I'm proud of, but I'm really proud of this one. I'm so glad, Pooh, Fred's wife, that you're here tonight. I'm so glad Alfred Moses, who has been totally critical to making this program happen, is here. This is an incredible program, and it's going to continue for many years to come. We advocate for those whose cases are not making headlines, and we support their families. People like Mubarak Bala, a crusader for religious freedom in Nigeria, Thierry Sang, a human rights advocate in Cambodia, Salma El Shahab, a dental student jailed for tweeting in Saudi Arabia, and Server Mustafayev, a Crimean Tatar activist imprisoned in Russia simply for assisting the families of the disappeared. I encourage you all to take a look at the lamps on your table, which highlight these brave individuals, ordinary people from all walks of life who become heroes when tyranny threatens their communities, homes, countries, and families. We gather during very perilous times for the cause we all share. For 18 straight years, freedom has been declining in every region of the world, but we remain profoundly optimistic that the incredible defenders we work with around the world will ultimately prevail. Ours is not the work of weeks, months, even years, but of generations. And as long as threats to freedom persist, Freedom House will persist in our efforts to defend it. All of our efforts, calling out threats to freedom, mobilizing action to defend democracy, supporting freedom's frontline defenders, would not be possible without your support. Thank you all for your great continued backing of our cause. Words cannot scarcely express the gratitude I feel tonight for this extraordinary organization and all those who stand with us in the fight against tyranny. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.